Now, there's no doubt about it that it's really safe to say that Lucasfilm is really in a very big downward spiral right now, all because of what happened with the Dial of Destiny and the box office collapse, as well as let's not forget about the fact of what happened with The Mandalorian Season 3 by Kathleen Kennedy, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni, and exactly what happened there. And how that really is kind of creating a lot of skepticism among fans about what's coming for future Star Wars shows, movies, and more on the horizon. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. And let's get into exactly what's going on with Lucasfilm right now as part of the Lucasfilm Purge that was greenlit by Bob Iger and the Disney board just a couple of days ago. Now, we know that this cost containment plan by Bob Iger is not only creating a lot of problems for Star Wars, it's also creating a lot of cutbacks for Marvel as well. And it's not just about that, but it's also about what happened with the Dial of Destiny and how it really caused Lucasfilm to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. This was not only rooted back to Kathleen Kennedy, but it was also a big problem because of Bob Iger allowing Kathleen Kennedy to make this happen for Indiana Jones 5. So we got a lot to talk about today, and exactly what's happening with everything going on at Lucasfilm, what it means for future Star Wars shows, the movies, and more, and exactly what it means for the cast, the crew, Lucasfilm employees, and yes, even creators out there. So let's discuss. Now, we know that, of course, Lucasfilm is in a very big, tough decision-making process right now, exactly what's going on. Now, with Disney and Lucasfilm now in serious trouble after the release of Indy 5 and its box office failure, one big development involving the Lucasfilm Purge just got even worse, all rooted back to Bob Iger and the Disney board, and how it's leaning toward a financial disaster for Lucasfilm right now. Now, as of now, Disney is getting ready to cancel over 10 Star Wars TV shows that were in different phases of development. These shows ranged from different eras such as the New Jedi Order to the Mandoverse era, as well as the Dawn of the Jedi era, to connect the James Mangold movie, of course, all of which are now getting axed. Even, of course, the Lando series is facing a cancellation as tensions grow at Lucasfilm since losing hundreds of millions of dollars, and how it is putting them into financial collapse as now budgets are being constrained for all movies, shows, and more, and how that's going to be completely limited as well as hiring less creators of talent or experience to lower costs for Disney and these shows and movies. Now, the Lucasfilm Purge is also going to involve multiple firings of employees and creators at Lucasfilm to downsize the amount of course, employees that are working at the company. As part of this purge, Disney wants to also hire more female employees as well to boost equality. Now, guys, let me pause here quick. Now, we know that Disney, I think, is going in the wrong direction here by really dialing back on things. I think that the real answer is to just cut out the nonsense, cut out the agendas, hire well-experienced creators, of course, writers, directors, producers, whatever have you, and just work from there. Just rebuild things from the ground up. Do things, what the fans are asking for when it comes to all of the Star Wars movies, the shows, and whatnot. And that's all you really need. I know that they're in a very tough spot right now, and some may feel that the damage is already done and unfixable, but in reality, if they really cut out all the nonsense, I really do believe that they could course correct this thing. If they really got a new Lucasfilm president, if they got new Lucasfilm story group members all together, and if Lucasfilm just turned things completely around because of Disney, they could have a chance. But in this scenario, they're only making matters worse. And it's almost, that the fact that they can't escape this for multiple reasons. They've just been losing so much money. Disney's been doubling down for the past number of years, and they continue to double down with these agendas being thrown into these movies, into these shows, and they just don't have a care in the world about it all. And it's really only causing more problems for, people that really have to work and really have to, work paycheck to paycheck for these actual shows and movies. So, anyway, on top of this, some directors and co-writers are also going to be let go from some of the planned Star Wars shows that will remain on the roadmap. As part of this purge, the first phase is set to begin by the fall of this year and will happen progressively over the course of the next 2 whole years to avoid any interruption of production of the movies and shows. Now, the Disney board is also now considering axing the entire Rey movie if the writer's strike continues well into the fall, as they are fully aware that the more delays that they go through for the films, such as for the Rey film, it will only result in growing numbers of tired, fatigued fans waiting for a movie release. This is also rooted for Iger's cost containment plan, and that Mandalorian Season 5 is also now completely off the table, as Jon Favreau wanted to actually continue past Season 4. That is no longer a thing as of now. Alright? So on top of this, Lucasfilm has a purge with the removal of some shows, movies, and of course the Lucasfilm cast and crew members to lower spending is also going into great effect. Now, I don't know about you guys, but we know that Disney is in a very tough spot. There's no doubt about this. They don't know what in the world to do because they have a very poor board of directors. Bob Iger is a terrible CEO who lies to the general public, and we have somebody like Kathleen Kennedy who remains as the president of Lucasfilm. Now, as we discussed in the last post, she was fired from 3 whole shows as a producer, but that's not enough. That's not enough to really fix things. You have to get rid of her. You have to get a very well, established producer to become the new Lucasfilm president that understands Star Wars, that understands how it all works for the fans. That's really all you have to do. And so, like I said earlier, it really is a big catch-22 right now. They're really stuck in this big fiasco because of everything that happened with the Dial of Destiny. It really changed things heavily for Star Wars with their, of course, spending and their budgets, the Lucasfilm Purge, and even the Disney Purge, mind you, as well. That's going through, of course, more firings now. That's on the horizon, as Bob Iger confirmed this a couple of days ago. It's not looking good on both ends of the spectrum here. It's really not. And it really makes you wonder, is Star Wars really going to be a thing in the next 5 years? Heck, maybe in the next 3 years. It really makes you wonder. Because if Ahsoka comes to fail, what else do you really have? What kind of excitement do you really have left? I think that if Ahsoka comes to fail, the Dave Filoni movie is going to get axed. There's no question about it. And this is really a make or break show. This is exactly what a lot of fans are calling it. This is what I'm calling it. It is a make or break series. If this movie, or should I say show, comes to fail, it's going to impact the Dave Filoni movie. There's absolutely no doubt about it at all in anybody's mind. So, guys, I would like to hear your take on this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
From night to moon we hear them moans again.